What were you thinking? With Aaron and Scott. Real talk behind closed doors. It's not just about stupidity, but everything else that comes with it. High octane, energy driven, in your face. Get ready. It's Aaron and Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
What were you thinking?
Such an intro. This is where we come in and go, hi, how is everyone?
Scott, what were you thinking about wearing that dress tonight?
Aaron.
I'm kidding. But I will say you look beautiful. You look beautiful tonight, as usual. And, when people ask me, what does Scott look like? I say, well, if Vin Diesel and Mr. Clean had a baby, you would be their child.
Be their happy little child.
That's all I have to say. Like,
Wonderful. Okay. Next subject.
Next subject. Oh, we have Tony Sweet in the studio with us.
That's
and
me.
Tony Sweet has his own show on UBN Radio and live with Tony Sweet.
That's right.
Hi,
on air
Tony.
every Wednesday and Friday.
So what boring topic? I'm sorry. What topics do you talk about, Tony?
We talk about Celine Dion all day long. I
Yeah.
love my girl.
We love Celine.
Do you really?
Everybody loves
Oh,
Celine.
we had a connection. I knew we did.
Speaking of Celine, I was watching actually her video live in Vegas, her shows.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, last night.
Oh, I knew it.
Amazing.
I really don't know that much about Celine Dion. I was just being
She's
nice.
the best singer in all of the
Oh,
world.
yeah, I know. Okay.
You've seen Titanic.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I remember that. She was the one singing as they went down, right?
That's always the way to remember it. As we're
Nice.
drowning, blow up.
So we're here. We're feeling good. How are you feeling, Scott?
I'm feeling just dandy, buddy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm feeling good too. Thank you for asking.
Swell.
Well, I'm glad you guys are here at UBN, and I'm excited to have you on the station because we needed a little spice.
Oh yeah, you guys were dry.
Other than Ann Walker.
You guys were. Anne's funny. I will
She's
say.
funny and she's spicy.
Oh, she is spicy.
Yeah.
Ann
very
is
spicy.
awesome.
She'd cut a bitch, I'll tell you right now.
Oh, she will. Razor blades, rusty razor blades.
So tell me actually what were you thinking is it all about? That's what I want to know.
Well, this means, Scott, we're talking about, doing a show. We were thinking of doing a show that gets to the core of why we do the things that we do. What makes people tick? Why do people do stupid
The things that people do that piss us off on a daily basis. Things that we all have to endure.
Yes.
Seriously.
But not necessarily stupidity, but it could be, we get to the core of the good things, the bad things, and the really bad things
Yeah.
Ooh,
of what
Like
people
what we
do.
were talking about before. The gardener's blowing.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there at a stoplight. And there's blowing dirt, literally blowing dirt into your car.
Okay.
You just want to slap them.
So this morning I'm working out at the gym, and we all have stories where we have people just annoy you at the gym.
Yeah.
I swear every week, Scott, I'm going to say something stupid that people do at the gym, but I'm going to address this. So, and I found a solution for this. So when I'm working out, there was this guy on the other side of me. I'm doing pull downs, and this guy is on the other side of me directly. Now, each rep that he's pulling down, he's making this orgasmic sound. I kid you not. Right? It was bugging me so much, and I'm like, what do I say? I stopped it. This is exactly what I did. So on the next set, when he was resting and he came back, I'm like, this guy, I don't know if he really if he knows how stupid he sounds. So when he did this, I did? I had to up him. And I went, all right, so you're the guy, do the rep. I swear, the guy stopped and
Did he want your number?
well,
Want your
whether he wanted my number or not, I don't know.
My kind of guy.
But
right
he
there.
never. So here's the thing, and if someone's just kind of rubbing you the wrong way in the gym, and you just outdo them, that's all you do.
I don't.
You just outdo them, and they'll never do it again because you're really mimicking what they're sounding like. You're like the canary bird that's, hey, buddy, oh, yeah, I'll probably want a cracker.
So tell me something. You mentioned something about the psychic in the news. I'm really curious
Oh,
to
yeah,
hear
yeah,
what you
yeah.
were going to say.
So we all know psychic Sylvia Brown. She's this famous celebrity psychic, and she's been on Montel Williams for many, many years. But, the big case with Amanda Berry. Amanda Berry was the girl that was missing.
And just so
for
we're
many,
clear,
many years.
she's a redheaded lady, older, and she sounds
Older,
like
yeah.
she eats
Kinda
cigars.
sounds like you.
Like she,
Yeah.
she's very,
Tomorrow, your world is going to change. You're like, sir? No, it's Sylvia. It's Sylvia. In a world where I tell
That's
you
$650
everything you want to
right
know.
there.
Yeah.
just to hear her
Okay,
voice.
So we know.
So we all know who Sylvia Brown is.
I want to
Thank you
pretend I'm
for
her now for the whole show.
no, but she made a prediction back in when was this?
2004.
2004. That her Amanda's Barry's mother was on the show and obviously talked to Sylvia and Sylvia said that her daughter was dead, and later on, she told the newspapers that she believed 98% that Sylvia was telling her the truth. Now here's what's sad is that it was I think a year later that she died of a broken heart.
The mother. Yeah, that's terrible.
Wow.
I didn't read that part.
Of Amanda Berry. So, and now she's under fire right now.
Has she made any
Sylvia.
comments?
She hasn't. No one's replied. The Montel Williams show has not said anything, and she has not.
He's been off the air for a couple of years now.
Yeah, but they're not airing actually any of those.
Right. Well, to be smart, probably not.
What's
Yeah,
interesting,
wow.
so I'm reading about this story, and detectives. Or the FBI people, they say really psychic people help very little in this case. But I mean, with that said,
In this case or all cases?
In all cases, generally speaking.
Okay.
Yeah, generally speaking, psychics have very little help in doing anything and
So
solving
it's
the case.
not like the TV shows we watch.
Right.
I
But when I
guess
was
the ones I'm
telling you
watching,
earlier,
yeah, the one I watch, they always solve them.
but when I told you earlier, Tony, about this, now you met Sylvia.
I didn't meet her. I
you
actually
met-
had a reading.
Oh, you had a reading.
from her in like 1997, I think.
Okay, but you had a different experience.
Yeah,
What
I think there's a lot of psychics that are very just that general. You're going to go on a trip in the next 2 years, or your mother's going to die eventually, or stuff like that.
I had
And
to
you're
get
like,
into this
okay,
business.
there's
Right.
$10 or whatever it was. But she was very specific about certain things. I think every psychic can have a very specific, and then some can be very general. And Sylvia, majority was very specific about. She didn't go into asking me all these questions. She just started talking and just started saying things that I was like, that's pretty cool.
How'd you meet her? Or how did you get in touch with her?
It was just, I think I saw her maybe on Montel Williams or something
So
like
you
that.
called the hotline or something?
No, because she is so popular, at least at the time. I had a 3-month waiting period. You had to call, make an appointment to do an hour reading with her. At the time, it was $300.
Oh my goodness!
Now I think she charges like $600 to $700
Not
an
anymore.
hour.
Now it's,
Not
now it's
now
a
She'd
nickel.
act to 50.
You'll see it.
No, it's-
50% off discount.
It's
Mother's Day discount.
$50.
Yeah,
No,
no,
a nickel.
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna definitely.
So you
take
called. You called 3
Call.
months later at your time and your slot.
and she
And she
just
picks up and
went to
says,
town, and then
"Hi,
she
Tony."
records it, and they hey Tony, what's going on? Smoking her cigarette.
No, eating them.
Yeah, right.
She
You know.
eats them, buddy.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that she told me, and I thought, whatever, and it actually ended up happening. So
All right.
yeah,
Well,
she-
we'll have to
and
get
she
her
was-
on here sometime.
Right.
Put her to the test. Sylvia? Yes, love.
You guys can chew cigars together.
Yes, we can.
But she was accurate then, and
she told me about pretty much this, all what's happening now with me, not necessarily the station, but, she said, you're going to be making a difference in this world through music and talk.
Nice.
Now here's the thing. I mean, obviously, she's on. I mean, she's under fire, so obviously she was wrong on her prediction, but she was right with you. So it's. I mean, does she know?
Okay, well, let's look at it. She was right with Tony.
Is this a what were you thinking moment?
and us
where-
three know. Us three know that she was right with you.
Right.
Yeah.
And the world knows she was wrong in 2004.
So there
Good
you
luck.
go. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
wow.
We're gonna
but
have
she's
to-
been wrong a lot, and like a lot of people, my friend Eddie, who's a psychic, has said she has become almost like less psychic, as after the Montel Williams show, because I think the celebrity got to her, and she started just kind of throwing things out there to kind of make ratings and just predictions that were not
No.
good.
You know what's going to happen is now something's going to happen with the dog whisperer, or and somebody's going to say your dog's dead. Someone's dog ran away.
Yeah.
And the dog, and sorry, ma'am,
I don't know.
And that dog's going to reappear or something.
What does he do? The dog whisperer.
Well, he helps train, but isn't there a show where is it the dog? Not
I think
dog whisperer. But
the dog whisperer. There was.
I thought there was one
disobedient dogs.
No, there's one who connects with dead dogs beyond.
Oh God, I don't know.
Oh, he tells what they're
It's on
feeling.
Animal Planet.
He tells what they're feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's
that
really.
gig.
But it's animal, all animal related. Your animals talks to your dead parrot.
How do I get that gig?
God. How do you even prove what he's saying is right? Look,
I don't know, but people pay money.
Yeah.
I think people will pay money. They want some sort of closure. I think that's really what it is, and they just want to hear something.
So your dog loved you.
Yes.
Does he miss me? He misses you.
No longer has mange.
Those
I'll never
treats
get
that you
another
gave
dog
him, he
again.
misses those treats that you gave when you rubbed his belly. Oh, when he
Remember
peed
when
all
you
over
rubbed
the
his
place?
belly?
Yes.
Yeah. Who doesn't rub their
Like,
dog's
no,
belly?
He's
Jesus
like, no, he
Christ.
bit me every time.
Totally. So, do we want to talk about who's coming in here soon?
Oh, yeah.
We need to do some sort of a little intro.
Well,
for our fellas.
How much time do we got?
You have a couple more minutes, yeah. So it'll be a great intro time.
Okay. So, every week it's going to be something exciting on the show. It's a what were you thinking moment. The good, the bad, the really bad, the weird, the awkward, the strange, the things that we just don't understand or get, but other people do. It's a way of getting in and knowing somebody internally. So we like to bring the source to you guys. That's what we do here on the show. We don't want to create any sort of allegations. We don't want to judge people because that's bad. So we want
leave it up to you.
It is all. That's one thing. That's one thing I've learned. If you want to know the truth, you go to the source.
Right.
Don't hear from somebody else because no one will believe me and you, Scott. We're just a couple of jokes. I'm just kidding. But you, I
charmer.
figured, if
I know,
we
right?
did this show, the only way it's going to work is if we bring the source to us. And so, with that said, so coming up, our guest that we have coming on the show, and before I actually say that, so leading into that, now women have, for the most part, when plastic surgery is done or any sort of body enhancement, women are, pretty much dominant in doing that.
The focus has always been on women and their boobs.
And their boobs, big boobs,
Yep.
Collagen in the lips.
Yep.
What else? What else do women do?
I'm sure
that's
they do
pretty
more.
much the
Well,
biggest
I know
thing
in
here.
Brazil,
Nobody's
they
really
do
going beyond the
gluteus
tits.
maximus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see them and boom, they're right there in front of your face.
But now, it's interesting because now it's now going the other direction, and now men are starting to get body enhancements.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see,
Specifically.
Scott, you've gotten. How much work have you gotten done on your?
What a pecker.
You sure you want to
but-
use that word? No pun
yeah.
intended.
No, but more men are now getting enhancements on body parts and body parts.
Gee, what are we talking
What
about
are we
here?
talking? Folks, when I say body
Specifically.
parts, what do you? What's the first word that comes to your mind when I say body parts? That's
Toe?
right.
I'm gonna stay quiet
Well,
on this one.
But anyway, so when we come back, we're going to introduce our guest and their body enhancements. We're going to talk about why they do what they do.
But it's
and-
not something that's not noticed by people. It's not something that you have done, even though it's that area of the body that only you and let's say your significant other are enjoying for the moment. Everybody knows what's going on here.
Well, doesn't everybody know when a woman gets a big boob job?
Well, boobs are sitting on their chest right there, and they are noticed, right? But we're
Because-
not all running around with our packages like gloriously hanging out. You know?
It's a very popular thing now. It's a new way. We got to. You know what? I thought I was in touch, and I'm not. But I need to get. I thought I knew everything, Scott, and apparently I
No,
don't.
we're going to learn some here.
Everybody's going to learn something. All right, we'll be back here shortly.
Yes.
Be right back.
What were you thinking with Aaron and Scott? The show that gets to the core of all the bull. Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.
You know, we here at the studio are really athletic guys, and as a result, we're always pulling this, overstretching that. You know how it goes. You get hurt from time to time, or you just sleep wrong and wake up with some sort of ache or pain. But no matter what the situation is, we choose who we consider to be one of the best chiropractors in L.A., Dr. Chet Millett. Headaches, backaches, neck aches. He's the guy we trust with our pain. Dr. Millett is located at Body Structure in Hollywood, California on Cole Street across from Gold's Gym. Seriously, we know this guy. He's got the experience and expertise, and he cares. That's Dr. Chet Millett. Give him a call at 323-469-8062 or look him up on the web at bodystructurela.com, or you can find him on Yelp. Dr. Chet Millett. He's the guy we trust with our pain. From the darkness below, an intense and thrilling game by the creators of App Code Source, bringing the ultimate Gangnam game directly to your devices. Gangnam Speedrunner. Now available on your app store. Get ready to run. This app is rated G for Gangnam. Visit GangnamSpeedrunner.com. Work it.
Shows that make you laugh. Shows that make you think. Music that moves you. It could only be one place. Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
Oh, yeah. We are back. What were you thinking? Scott, will you take that dress off? Seriously, you look ridiculous.
You're out of your tree.
I'm kidding. I don't know why I'm stuck on this dress thing with you. I don't know. I'm picturing you in a pink
looks
dress.
nice.
I'm
Oh, he
pretty.
does. Too bad the viewers can't see you right now.
Oh, my God.
So we are back, and we have our guest, and we have Kurt here, and we have
Kurt's very serious.
Kurt is very serious,
There
and we
he
have
goes.
and Greg. Now here's the thing. Now I know these guys because I work out at Gold's Gym with them. I know Greg more than I know Kurt, but when Greg. How long have we known each other? A couple
Seems
years?
like 3 years.
3
or
years?
so.
Yeah.
Maybe longer.
Yeah. Now, Greg, sweetest guy, I tell you, very, very sweet. And it was interesting because over time, as Greg was coming into the gym, something was changing, something was going on, and I'm just like, there's something different about this guy.
Is it steroids?
And no, it wasn't there because you're all natural. I can tell.
Let's keep going. Keep going.
But I noticed when you come in, you're literally you become instantly probably the most popular guy in Gold's Gym. Now, I train clients. I'm also a trainer, and my clients are. I mean, you guys obviously. I mean, you turn heads. When you guys, I'm sure when you're out, but especially when you're in the gym. But now. Because we're talking about body enhancement,
Right.
Women a lot of times they did it, getting their boobs done.
We see
obviously for
Amy
attention.
every day.
And so now men are doing it, but now it's just not you guys. But I've noticed in doing research that more and more men are doing enhancements. Now, with the enhancements, I'm going to leave it over to you and tell me the because I don't know really anything
What
about
have you
this.
had enhanced?
That's what he's trying to say.
I'm trying to get.
He was trying to beat around that bush.
Basically everything. No.
Scott got right to it.
Well, the usual, the junk, the butt, and a little in the chest.
Okay, so the question is, why?
Why not?
How about this? How about
true.
this? Why for the chest?
To enhance its appearance. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I've
it
worked
just
out-
wasn't growing anymore at the bottom, like
Sure.
here. So I just thought, I've seen people that have done it,
Uh-huh.
and there's a lot of people you don't know have done it.
yeah,
Right.
in the gym.
Is it something that's shot in, or is it
is.
something
It's
placed in
shot-
surgically?
It's shot over the muscle, under the skin, so
Okay.
it becomes a part of your muscle.
Okay.
So you don't feel
only hurts a
anything
little bit.
hard or bumpy or anything in there.
Now, how often do you have to do this?
It's permanent.
It's
So
per-
once
it's
you
one
once you have
time
that
shot.
placed in that area, it stays there forever.
Okay, so now do you have to keep going back for more?
No.
Is
once
it
you-
like
once
You
you
want to
get-
make it larger. No, it's permanent. It doesn't
Once
go
you
away.
get to where
Well, I know,
you
but
wanna
some
be,
women, remember, there's been women who had that permanently done, and then suddenly got one tit and the other
right?
one's
They get
flat
like an
tire.
They get yeah, exactly.
gotta go back
They don't
and have
last
it.
forever.
Well,
But
that
my
was a
sister's
completely
broke
different
once
system
too.
that they were using for breast implants.
Okay.
They were bags.
Yeah.
Full
This
of
is liquid that
silicone.
just becomes
This is just
part
a
of
free
your body.
liquid. It's a method that's been used by, I guess the drag queens started using it
Yeah.
30, 40 years
For their
ago
butts.
Okay.
to enhance their butts and, give themselves
The
tits
doctor
and
that
stuff
we've
like
seen in Tijuana has been doing this for like 18, 19 years. And the guy that was his mentor used to do the 1940s movie stars in
Wow.
LA.
Wow.
Yeah.
What they're injecting is silicone.
So now, how long has this been going on for?
No, one question.
Well, since
okay.
Okay.
when you tighten up normally
Uh-huh.
your chest,
Mm-hmm.
you can feel the hardness. When
Yes.
you tighten up,
Same thing.
It-
My muscle right
It
there.
feels natural. Yeah.
so this
You
stuff.
want to feel it?
Come and feel it.
No, I'm good. I'm good right now.
I'll feel it.
He's gonna feel it.
Okay, well, I mean,
That's not right.
no, it feels natural.
So I'm just trying to. How does liquid get hard?
Now, it's a silicone.
It doesn't
base,
get
right?
hard.
Is
It's the viscosity of the liquid varies depending on where they're going to put it. So when you're putting it over a large muscle like this, you use a kind that's much more viscous or thicker.
Yeah.
And once they inject it and move it around, then over a period of
2
time,
weeks, it kind of settles there.
tissue starts to grow around it and like locks it
Collagen.
in place.
Okay.
Collagen and stuff like that.
Is it just as hard when you're relaxed, and when you flex, it doesn't change?
When you flex, it gets hard, like you flex.
Okay.
It gets harder.
I got
When
you.
you're resting, it's the
it's
same.
soft.
Okay.
It feels normal. I mean, if you touch a body part like that, it doesn't feel like it
The
just
butt
feels,
still jiggles.
now, now, I was talking to you, Greg, and you said something about muscle. Was it muscle? Who's that guy?
Oh, Muscle Eddie.
muscle. Okay,
muscle
Did
what?
you
Folks-
Google him? Did you
folks.
Google him?
I googled him. It looks like he had 100 injections of some
yeah, he's
magnitude.
gone
size.
a little
Folks,
overboard.
if you even want to remotely even know what I'm talking about,
He's-
if
he's
you
freak-
Google,
he's freaky
if you
looking.
Google Muscle Eddie,
You
you'll
said
know
it was
exactly.
Muscle Stevie.
Yeah, I was like, you told
I'm
us,
sorry,
Stevie.
but
Muscle
Steve-
Eddie.
Muscle
Muscle
Eddie.
Well, that's why we couldn't find
That's
Eddie.
why I'm sorry.
We were looking for Stevie.
Eddie, Stevie. It had the E on the end. It sounded familiar.
There you go.
But you'll see what I'm talking about. And you guys are, I mean, amateurs compared to this guy. This guy's
Well,
pro.
That guy injects himself too, which is
Ooh.
a little dangerous.
Well,
He's
that
doing
would
the
be
same
my-
stuff you do. You have done by your
we
doctor,
have a doctor do it.
and he's doing the same
Yeah.
stuff. Where he
Yeah.
chooses.
But he used to be a tattoo artist, so he knows about cleaning utensils and tools and stuff.
Now you said Tijuana. Is that because you can't do that here in the
Exactly.
States? So then why can't you? Why is it?
You can do certain things here, but not everything.
Is probably a
So
lot
you can't
cheaper
do
that-
there.
So
is it that
basically, you
product?
can't do your junk in the States.
You can't do your junk now. No.
Okay.
They won't do it. It's illegal.
Somebody will.
Is it
do
the product
like a
itself?
doctor may do it and like have a junk party.
Wait, what do you
You
mean
don't
a
want to
junk
go to.
party?
You don't want to go to that.
I was gonna say.
You mean a bunch of guys who want to
Bunch
get
of
their junk
guys who
done?
wanna get their
Go
junk
to
done,
this
and he
junk
just
party.
goes there and it's
my.
Using silicone
It's a
for
wham
body
bam, thank you, ma'am.
enhancements is what they call an off-label use. It's not illegal because the product itself is basically a safe product because they use it in other things. So it's just an off-label use. Like Botox for wrinkles used to be an off-label use until I don't know, like
migraines.
last year. Or now they use it for migraines. It's been approved for all these different
Yeah.
things.
Sweat.
So silicone, there's also other products that are like silicone that are permanent. What was that one with the little BBs? They're little spherical things. They're microscopic
para
spheres, and
something.
you can actually inject them with a syringe, and that's a permanent filler too. Also,
And a lot of it started too with AIDS and facial wasting, butt
Facial
wasting.
wasting.
So doctors here in America would do the butt or the face to make it more full.
I have a question.
I had it done to me. This is probably 15 years ago, 12 years ago. I was getting facial wasting. I used to have a butt. I didn't have a butt anymore. And I had a doctor here in town who was starting to do this kind of cosmetic procedure, do my face to return it to normal because I was looking like what I used to call the walking cadaver. And
We've all seen that sad look.
and then he also did my butt.
All right. Do you guys know of any guys who have had this done where it went wrong?
Oh.
Like you say, it's forever.
No.
Any stories about the one guy? It
I know some
wasn't
people that,
forever.
I know some people that have had infections because they don't wait. What they're supposed to do is not go into a jacuzzi or anything that has like a
Any sort of
steam
bacteria that
room
would-
But the
bacterial.
from the
Right.
product itself,
and
no,
you
I
get an
don't know of any.
infection and you
Okay.
get
like the women we were talking about, the ones who
Silicone is an inert to the human body. The human body doesn't recognize that it's even there.
Okay.
So,
Now, is it safe?
oh yeah.
yes, it's safe. It's
Very safe.
They've
Okay,
been using
so-
it since the 1940s.
Okay.
To,
You guys have both had your chests done. What else have you had done?
But
Butts. And that's basically the same thing as the
that
chest,
is
only
the
in
same
the butt.
stuff. But when you do your junk, that's a different grade of
The
silicone.
junk. That was my next question.
I knew it would be.
Okay, so the junk, that's between the legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is that's a less hard.
it's a less viscous. It's a thinner product.
So it's not as hard as
But
the stuff in
I've
your
had
chest.
I've had my balls done and my cock.
See, I
Oh,
told you.
It's
my
a
penis.
separate.
You can say that.
They have a
Well,
whole thing.
like women have like the A, B, C, D. Do when you go in, do they have that too?
No, it's not, it's not like that. It just really depends on your anatomy.
It depends on how
you
big your
start.
cock is.
It's
how much
not
you
your
get to start off
actual
with.
testes, though. It's
It's
the
around.
sac.
It's
It's
around,
around
the sac.
them, but
So it just blows
they
the
form-
sac out,
They form
right?
around them, and they actually look and feel larger.
So
A
if you
little
have,
more
like,
jelly-like.
No, they feel normal.
They feel like normal nuts.
Yeah,
It feels like a lot of weight. Like
and they
more
hurt
weight.
if you hit them. It hurts.
I could imagine.
Yeah, I don't
If you
think I
sit
would.
down,
It doesn't
to that.
protect your jewels doing the silicone. No.
Yeah,
No,
so,
it
so you
seems
wouldn't
like
want to
it
play
blows-
baseball.
No.
Not without an extra large.
Okay, so
yes,
about the other thing, it doesn't increase the length, correct?
no.
No.
It just does the girth.
Well,
Yes.
it can do the length. If it keeps hanging down more and more, then it will kind of
Fill the foreskin up and push it forward.
yeah push
Correct.
it forward.
Okay.
But that doesn't extend
No.
the length.
So somebody had a really small penis, and they said, "You know what? I'm not getting any action, whether gay, straight, or whatever.
Right.
It's not going to get longer. It's just going to be a
Kind of a
You see those little squatty Coca-Cola cans?
yes."
I've
So
seen
when
pictures.
you sour, they say they have a beer can dick. That's what they're talking about.
Because it
I
looks
have now
kind of,
learned a new
sometimes
word in my
it
vocabulary.
literally grows out and
Outward.
around the head.
So
Right.
a
Right?
beer
You've seen,
can
you've
dick.
seen pictures
Right.
then.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen pictures. I
Yeah.
took a little glance at what was going on before we came down. We wanted to be pros on
But
it.
this is your first time seeing
Wanted to
the
know what we were
pictures?
talking
Now, I mean, do people stop
Yeah.
you? Do people? I mean, obviously, it's it's a private area that we're talking about, but I mean,
Yes.
Grant,
We
you know
have
people
been
look.
stopped.
It's happened.
Yes, we have.
Is that awkward?
Most, I'll
Some
say,
guy we were in the
most-
grocery store one day going on time. This guy walks by and he goes, "Oh my God, you've got the hugest penis I've ever seen."
Greg, I have to say,
Okay.
There's like, where's the sausage?
no.
I'm just kidding.
I'm in the gym training a client, and these guys were working
You
out.
told me they wanted to come
They-
over and
well, no. This is something
I
different.
frightened
This
them.
is a different one. No, they were looking at you. They were looking at your junk, and I remember you said, "Guys, I'm up here."
I have
Guys,
a good sense
yeah.
of humor about it.
You'd
But
have
you know
to.
going
You'd
into
have
it
to, yeah.
what you're going to bring on.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. No, yeah.
So
No, I had a friend that I had played with that had the silicone cock, and I was fascinated by it.
I mean,
And
so
so
is that
for
what
a
really got you
year-
into that? It was
Well,
So-
that and maybe looking at too many Tom of Finland pictures.
okay.
So you like them fat and thick. That's safe to say.
I like everything.
Well, most men would
Okay.
probably like their cock to be fatter or thicker,
Yeah.
heavier.
Everyone's a little something.
Pretty
And nobody wants a
extra.
skinny dick.
No.
Nobody wants a skinny dick.
Nobody wants to be a pencil dick.
How fat are we talking? Give me an idea.
How,
Mine's
that
a little
we've
bit bigger
seen?
than my wrist. If you want to hold on to my wrist, it's
Wow.
a little bit fatter than that.
Oh my goodness.
I've seen.
Hold on. Soft? When it's soft.
Yes,
Okay. And when you get hard,
it's it's larger.
how much larger?
I'd say it's probably about this large.
So it gets a little larger. It's not as
the diameter of an apple.
What's amazing is that
I like to think
Granny
visually
Smith.
Granny
because
Smith.
visually
Yeah, Granny
puts,
Smith.
puts exactly in my head what I'm thinking. I'm thinking an apple. Okay.
I don't know. I'm thinking more than an apple.
orange.
Grapefruit.
Wow.
Okay. Well, because our listeners are
Are you
obviously listening,
done?
but they're also
What's that?
Are you done with your enhancements down there?
You know, I said I was done, and then we went down last
It's like a
week.
tattoo.
is there
Like 2
enough?
weeks
Is
down?
ago,
enough?
and
A little
we got
more.
a little bit more. Just just a little filler here and there. Just,
Okay.
It just needed a little evening out.
When you get erect, is it hard? Just as hard? Because I've read
It's more
that
no,
it
no,
gets it's still
you're right.
spongy
It's a little
somewhat.
spongy, but it's hard. But it's not as hard as when before I did it.
Right.
No, never.
That's
like
why
that.
I talked to a doctor, and,
Right.
and he was saying you can't do anything with the length unless
Right.
you cut the tendon up top, and then you
Right.
got a limpy hanging around dealy going. However, he said that when you get an erection, you will not be as hard.
Right.
You can't. It's spongy-ish.
It's spongy because it's like a casing around your dick.
it's hard enough for penetration, though.
Yeah, I mean it's not.
Imagine.
You're still gonna have fun.
It's full. I mean, it's fully functional. I mean, obviously,
Fully functional.
going to the bathroom is fine.
and it's-
Ejaculation
Yes,
is still normal.
large,
All of
yes.
that is still normal.
Just sometimes you're actually, oh God, I just sat on my balls. You know, you got to move them.
That's a conversation starter.
So I mean, obviously, our listeners. I mean, they're listening in. They're curious, and there might actually. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people that are interested in even thinking about doing this themselves.
You
I
know
mean,
what? It's not just gay men either. It's a lot of straight men.
that,
I was just gonna
I was
ask
just gonna
that.
say it
Yep.
goes both ways.
ways.
I get it. I get
Yeah.
it.
Is it bigger in the gay community though? It seems to me it is.
It's first there. We kind of got into it, I guess, first.
I think
So you guys set the
pretty
example.
big in
You
the
set the,
straight-
We always
the bar.
start the trends.
We always, yeah.
I haven't seen a straight guy with
Yeah.
that yet.
they're all online.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
join that site.
are there groups? Are there like
There's groups.
clubs?
There are groups.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
What happens when you go to a grocery store and you're in line and some woman's behind you and she's got her 9-year-old son and he's eye level, he's eye level with your bowling ball? What's the reaction from mom and what's the action from Billy and you?
I have seen some glassy-eyed kids just staring. At,
And what's mom
It's
do?
like Christmas morning,
the mom
Scott.
just kind of
Christmas morning.
just kind of like pulls them, and I don't know. It's just
and then
Who's
what?
there?
Does she give you a look of
No.
some sort?
Oh yeah, the lady with the big tits and the little kid's gonna give me a look.
No, they don't always have to have big tits. Just a simple mom. Just I'm just curious. I mean,
Probably going, I wish my husband
Because
looked
it is
like that.
obvious.
Yeah, they look, but they really don't look at you after they look at that.
right?
Okay, now I mean I haven't seen it, but I've seen. I mean, because our viewers I know are fascinated by this right now. Can you guys stand and just kind of show just on the
Not drop them.
not drop it. No, no, but just showing exactly the enhancement. So Tony, can we get a camera so we know exactly?
Oh, for heaven's
Right.
sake, Greg,
put
yours
it on.
is bigger.
Are you there?
There we. Oh yeah.
Okay. Now whose is bigger?
Well,
Well, I started.
She's like,
I have
his.
a year ahead of him or so.
he's a year ahead of me in the journey process.
Now, so the first initial injection, does it take time for it to expand?
It takes time for it to settle in and get sort of
You have
evened
to
out.
massage.
Okay.
It's a
like, for
process.
2
I mean, it's
weeks.
something you have to actually really take care of.
It's
and
kind of
Sure.
like
do
molding
stuff.
Play-Doh. You have to like.
But it does work
Go
out
back to
eventually.
childhood.
We go back to play
Oh,
with
that
ourselves.
salty
But you know what,
Play-Doh.
guys? We play
Are
with
you
ourselves.
allowed to have sex during the first 2 weeks after seeing Dr.
You're not
What's his
supposed
name?
to have sex for about a week.
And if you do, you get
But that's a
dents
little
and
hard though
wrinkles?
because
No
guys
jacuzzi.
wake up with the morning glory.
You're
You
kind
know,
of
so
worried about it'll actually could leak out.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
My,
Yeah,
where's it
we've-
going to
we've
leak?
That's a
sprung
squirt,
leaks
you know.
before.
Like you squirted me in the eye. You're
Where
like,
does it leak? From the injection site?
Yeah, from
Yeah,
the injection site. So the way
size
he
of
keeps
the
the
syringe is really large. I mean, the needle, and it leaves a hole.
Where do they do it?
and they put a little
Where do
crazy
they put it?
glue
The
and
base?
cotton ball on to
Depends
plug
on
up the
how
hole.
it looks. He kind of.
I mean, where is the
decides what-
injection? Just generally at the base?
Sometimes at the base, sometimes in the middle, sometimes at the front.
sometimes tip.
How's that
Sometimes
feel?
It's 2, sometimes it's 3,
He
sometimes it's
puts
1.
you don't feel it because he
numbs it.
He numbs
He
it all
numbs
up.
Here's his thing. First,
scared of needles,
first a
so-
little prick.
and then a big prick.
First a
then
little
you'll have
prick. That's a good one, Greg. First a little prick and a big prick.
Oh
Here
my
you go.
God. How much research did you do before this? Because that's a
I-
scary thing
yeah,
to do.
No, yeah, I did it for like probably a year and a half. I thought about it, talked to people about it, joined a Yahoo group. And
What made you do it? Your personal feeling. Were you smaller beginning with, or?
No, I was actually probably longer than I am now.
Hmm.
it can
It can make it look
so
shorter
it would
too.
retract the size and just
it loses a little bit between the ball and the base. So
Okay.
You lose a little bit
Well,
there.
not only that, but if something gets fat enough, it's going to look
Look
shorter.
shorter.
I'm like 6'4". I look
Right.
across the gym at somebody who's my size, my height, but they're 145 pounds. He looks like
Really
he's
tall.
6'10".
Yeah.
So the same thing. You take a guy who's 6'2",
Right.
and he's like 180 pounds, he's going to look 6'2". He's going to look tall. But if you make him 450 pounds, he's going to look like a short guy.
Right.
You have a
You know
call
what I
if you'd
mean?
like
we have
to
a
say.
caller.
Would
We
you
have a
like-
caller.
All right. You ready?
Let's bring on this caller. Hello, caller.
You ready?
Hello. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is George. I just wanted to ask the panel a couple of questions. The guys that have had, I guess, dick.
Yes,
surgery.
junk enhancements. Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
Hey George,
junk
what do you
enhancement.
want to know?
What would you like to know, George?
Well, basically, I want to know if they're both bottoms, with all due respect, because I have been in contact with somebody that had that done, a very rich person here in the Hollywood Hills. And first of all, when you get up close to that, it smells like like silicone, like plastic. And secondly, I'm asking if they're
Like a new
bottoms
toy.
because I'm sorry, I'm all about reality and the facts. I'm sorry, when you get that kind of injection or surgery or whatever it is,
Sure.
you can't get fully hard.
Are you
can't
asking a
penetrate.
question or giving us a lecture?
So first of all, are you guys? So are you bottoms?
No.
Okay. Well, you're
versatile.
okay. You're in your partners too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So George, they're versatile and
They're versatile. They're
versatile.
partners. They're
now,
not
but do you guys
bottoms.
smell silicone when you guys have sex?
Of course not.
Or I mean, at all?
No.
Of course
But
not.
but George, you're smelling silicone.
I doubt it.
It smells plasticky, it smells silicone-y, and you can't get fully hard to penetrate somebody. I'm sorry.
is
I don't
that-
care what they
George,
say.
you have
It's
one?
not
You are
possible.
really misinformed. I'm sorry about that.
Hold
but
on. Let
you
me
really
ask
are.
George something. George, do you have one?
No, I don't have one myself.
Oh, you haven't
But
had
I've
this procedure done?
been
You
with
have a
somebody
penis?
that had one.
Okay.
Okay, I see what
Well,
you're
now,
saying.
here's the thing. I
Okay.
mean,
That's what I was asking about. What he was asking about.
Oh,
if
yeah,
it
yeah.
stays
Now,
fully hard.
now, Kurt, Greg. Now, can someone have a different reaction to this procedure? I guess. I mean,
Yeah, every dick's different.
yeah, every dick is.
For heaven's sake.
And they all have their own smell.
And I've been listening to everything you guys said, and yes, the head area, the upper part, gets much wider.
Correct.
And then it goes back and gets a little bit thin, and there it is. It just looks like a big fat caterpillar with a big fucking head. But
Waiting to bloom.
is it really,
Oh my
is it
God.
really erect? I don't feel like it's really erect, and I feel like we need to get the true fact, the story.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, I would say that
it's
too,
just-
George. You need to get the true facts.
Well, I mean, he's dealing with a guy that had a procedure, so I mean, I guess he can only go off of what he's experienced with.
In
thus
all
far.
honesty, the pictures that I saw, they're according to what George
Yeah.
is saying.
And I
That's
think
why
it-
he's just curious
Right.
too. I'm curious.
I'm thinking it might be extreme. Greg.
As far as the
Yeah.
smell, I don't know. George,
think
when you
sometimes
smelled
it's-
this, George, were you guys doing something in an aisle at Toys R Us where there was like a lot of plastic?
No. We
Okay.
were in an indoor pool, and
Oh.
I could smell.
You sure it
the
wasn't chlorine?
It wasn't
plastic,
chlor- it wasn't
the
chlorine,
silicone
right?
About
plastic toys in the pool.
inches away.
Wow.
It was just very obvious that dick was
How
not
fresh
a human,
did
normal
he?
dick.
Hey George, had he just had the procedure done when you smelled this?
Was he leaking?
I don't know.
Is this a guy
So-
you've seen a few times or just one time?
No, just one time I was invited to his house, and
Okay.
and it
Maybe
was
he had a
very
bad
obvious.
day.
Now, George, did you know, or was it like when his underwear came off? Then you're like, holy crap!
You thought you had a
Did you
Tonka toy.
did you know this going
Smelled
into
plastic.
I mean, when you saw it, did
Did
you
he
know?
tell you that
No,
on Grindr?
no. Me and a good friend went, and we had no idea.
Okay.
But we realized that something about his penis was different.
Sure.
Oh, you and your
And
friend. So you and your
We
friend
also
went.
noticed that maybe when it's hanging and when you're, free-balling it,
Right.
it looks okay, like these two guys that you guys have on right now.
Sure.
Yeah, well, you might be in gym shorts, and it's hanging, and it looks really big and everything. But when you really try to play with it, it's not even the real thing. It smells like
So
plastic,
now, was it-
and it can't get fully erect.
I got you. So, George, was it a turn on for you when you saw it? For you personally?
Oh no! It was definitely different. It was just not like
George, you sound like-
natural.
you sound
it was
like
not normal. It was not human.
George, you sound like kind of a fun guy to me. Going up with your buddy to the hills, and you never seen this guy before. You sound like a fun guy.
No, I mean definitely this guy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna,
Rock
I'm
on.
not gonna say who it is, but I mean he has money and clubs and stuff, and with
There you
Hollywood.
go.
But
Okay, hold on one sec,
it was
George.
just unreal. It was
Okay.
just unreal.
George, I'm going to ask Greg.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you guys, what is your comment on what he's saying? This is essentially what I was asking about. Now he's
Yeah,
saying.
I mean, back to this. I
Right.
mean,
Get a little closer to the mic there.
There you go.
Every
There you
dick
go.
is different. That's what I said. I mean, they're not all the same. Some get bigger, some get rounder, some get longer.
Yeah.
Some have a funky smell.
So, in a nutshell, every dick
But
is
a
different.
plastic smell. I know
Yeah, you know
dicks
what?
can have funky smells.
You know what I
but
think it is? I think the guy probably, because you kind of build a little foreskin around your head with the growing of the penis. And
Yeah.
so I'm thinking maybe the guy didn't clean. It's kind of like a,
Well, silicone is an oil substance.
like an
it's not
uncut
plastic.
person.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
So it really
think it would
couldn't
be
smell. The
plastic
plastic smell had to come from
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But it's
Because
kind of
silicone-
ironic. The guy had this
silicone is
done
not
and
plastic.
suddenly
It
smells
doesn't
like
smell.
plastic.
Yes.
It doesn't smell.
You know what I mean?
Well, it could have been from who knows what, though, right?
George, I think your friend is a plastic man.
He's gone.
Oh, that's too bad.
But he heard it.
He went up to the hills to see a very rich plastic guy.
Maybe that's it. That's how he got rich.
Maybe
He
he was
owns a
smelling his
plastic
credit
factory.
card.
But just so you folks know, the call-in number here is 323-284-7826. So if you have any questions you'd like to ask Kurt and Greg, feel free to call in.
How far are you guys going to go with this? Is it like a lot of things? Who's that one? Joan Rivers.
Oh, well, that's,
I love Joan Rivers.
Well, she's had everything
Joan.
done.
100 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
But do you get a little carried away after 6 months?
Maybe.
You go,
I think
I'm
we
tired
kinda-
of looking at this thing this way. I'm going to go back see Dr. Poosty or whatever his
Carried
name
away.
is.
I've
and
been carried away.
you know what I mean?
I've had some here and here.
Oh.
Well, I had surgery scars over here, and there were kind of crevices. So I had him fill them in, so this just looks like a normal muscle again.
Right.
But no, I don't think I'm going to go crazy. I mean,
So is this would you call a fetish? Would you call this a because
Wouldn't that
what would
be
you
funny?
call this?
Wouldn't that be funny?
What
They
do you
say-
call-
I would
wouldn't,
call
wouldn't
it-
it be funny?
what do you call it? If so, I mean,
what
what
fetish really?
what do you call this?
it's
though?
more it's more like supplementing your body with the things you can't. I mean,
Like a person getting tattoos, is that a fetish?
No, but this is different. And let me explain. This is your goodies.
Yeah.
We've all grown up covering them up.
Yeah.
You guys have basically pulled them out of the closet and put a drink over them. I mean,
rainbow.
you show up at the party and it looks like you got a 9-pound bowling ball
I got a
between your
party
legs.
down there.
Exactly.
24/7.
But going into this, you must know that. So the fetish part could be maybe, it's people are going to notice you more. You said yourself you found it kind of fascinating.
Yeah, I
It
did.
turned you on.
I did.
Those are usually the things that make a fetish a fetish.
I mean,
I'm just curious,
I don't know. Another guy, I like a round butt. I like a big chest. I like a nice dick.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys, here's the thing too. When you wear clothes, I mean, you wear fitted clothes. So, I mean, obviously, Greg,
I
when
was
you-
gonna wear slacks today and a shirt, and you said no, wear something.
and you're like, I said,
It's like I'll just wear my gym
I
clothes.
said dress.
He wears this all
no,
the
I said
time, right?
Dress to
This is
impress.
what he sees me
Goes
all
to
the
church
time.
No, I
Yeah,
told
yeah.
Greg. I said no. I told him to dress to impress, and he's like, so basically, what I wear to the gym. And I
But
said,
I've
yes.
seen you before, and sometimes you wear the real short shorts, and then it's really obvious.
Now I heard that Golds asked you to that they complained or something.
Now, who told you that?
A little mouse, a little bird.
Actually, Karen.
I heard-
Karen came over.
Okay.
How awkward was that?
Okay, now Karen, she's
For
the
who?
she's the
Her
general
or
manager
you?
at the
For
gym,
both.
and so Karen comes up to Greg and says,
Two people came up to you?
No,
Karen?
It was just Karen.
Okay, Karen.
She's nice enough.
Yeah.
We love Karen.
We love
Karen.
I've
Oh,
known her
good
since
Lord.
'91 working there. Yeah.
So she comes up to you and
Yeah,
she says,
I don't know how to say this, but we've had complaints about your, and she was pointing. I go, my shoes.
Oh my God!
Say the word.
But you knew exactly what she was
Yeah, of
talking
course
about.
I did.
You just kind of
Yeah.
were, throwing her through the
and
loop.
I was making her like sweat, and she goes,
God.
about your penis. I go, what, is it too big for here?
"Do I
hold
meet the penis regulation?"
What did she
for-
want you to do with it? Did she offer a solution?
No, she didn't. She just goes, we've had a few complaints. I go, who are they? Can you point them out? And of course she wouldn't
Of
tell
course
me who
not.
they were.
So what happened?
You had to wear a double layer? What? I'm just kidding.
She didn't ask you to
She
leave
didn't
the
ask me to
gym.
leave. No.
No.
She just
She
said,
really can't
"Thanks
ask
for
me to
listening,"
leave.
and she
Yeah.
walked away. Well, what's
Yeah,
the point
just-
of that?
He's a magnet, Scott. People come in the gym just to work out. I hope they'll see Greg working out.
Hey, I got a question.
I wish that was true.
There's been a few other guys.
Yeah.
There's been a few other guys around Hollywood who have the same deal going. Do you guys kind of see each other and gather together and, hey, how's it going? What's up? Yeah.
There's
Look at
some
mine.
we know,
Look at
but
yours.
maybe you know some people we don't know, but
But when you see someone who's obviously got what you
Oh,
got, you
yeah.
go up, high five
I would.
them. Hey,
High
what's
No,
up?
I
five
would
'em.
say, Dr. E, who did your work?
Doctor.
There you go.
But actually, though, in South America, especially Brazil, this is not a fetish. This is a way of life. I mean, a lot of people.
Brazil is the sexiest
they
place I've ever been.
they enhance their
they're
butts
doing
and
all that?
everything. They do
Yeah.
everything.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Glutes are huge.
Brazilian butt.
enhancements
That's
down
where
there.
that came from.
So
Brazil.
here may be a little awkward
Yeah.
or fetish. Down there, that's probably
So
the norm.
there's guys are just walking around with little mountains down there.
yeah.
It's totally normal.
That's what I love about this show, Scott. I mean, it's creating awareness for everybody because we're really behind.
We're going to look real
gonna
stupid
look-
if we go to Brazil. We're going to have to go see Dr. What's
They're
his
like
name down
virgins.
We're gonna have to stop. I'll just do.
there. That's not saying we're small. We're just like out of the loop. We're not
all right.
like 12-pound bowling ball guys.
Can do some sock stuffing.
There you go.
Is that a sock in your
Just to see how you
crotch,
like
or
it
is
first.
it-
Yeah.
Wow.
So what advice would
waters.
you give some people
Yes.
out there that actually want to do this?
Yeah.
What's the first step?
Go to a doctor.
Like, yeah.
Don't have somebody you know.
You gotta.
say-
Well, you have to go to Tijuana if you want your junk done, right?
Yeah, Tijuana.
So Google Tijuana, get your junk done.
Well, you guys have about 4 minutes left, so just to let you guys know.
Oh.
What else can you tell us? Anything? It's I just
No, I have to say something.
Go
Okay,
for it.
so I'm at the gym working out today. Sorry, guys, but you guys have fans.
We do.
You have fans. Really? I was talking to
They're
a guy.
so shy. They never come up and talk to us.
Well, I mean,
No autographs
yeah,
or
sorry.
nothing?
I want to talk to you about your penis and your butt. I mean, it's a little. Yeah, man, I get it, you know. And I gotta say, even calling you, and I was a little apprehensive. Like, how do I address this issue? And I knew you're pretty. And you're like, I'm an open book. Ask me
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
you want. But no, this. So I met a fan of yours, both of you, today. Who, and this guy is kind of a fetish for him. He has not had these procedures done himself, but he kind of gets off on guys that have had this done.
Right.
And he's seen videos of you guys.
Oh, you have videos.
Oh.
Really?
Wow.
He's
I
on
love
some-
it. You guys act like
On
you're
some
surprised.
sort of- and
Where
he's-
were you when the camera
He
was
said
rolling?
something. He just, and then he's just like, maybe I'm telling you too much, too much information. But he gets off on guys with enlarged penises, enlarged, enhanced body parts. And I think he said something about fisting.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Another show. Another show.
Tony,
Another show, please.
Don't look at me. I didn't do it.
Tony, we have to go another hour because we got to go into
my
a whole nother
God.
subject.
I have one last question. Do these guys who find it is a fetish for them, do they approach you? Have you been approached by these guys where that's their fetish and you're like you're not as fetishy about it like you just
Right.
said?
They haven't said that that's their fetish.
They don't
We
have
been
to.
approached,
Yeah.
but
Well, what kind of things do they say that maybe go, hey, this might be his fetish? I mean, somebody walks up, hey, how you doing?
I've
I wanna
never had
see.
anybody
They
make
don't-
that kind of a
No.
approach.
They just look.
They're like,
They
I wish
look.
they would.
They look.
Oh, they.
Of course they look.
I
But
see
everybody
everybody
looks.
But
when I
nobody
train.
comes up and says anything.
A few people do. There was a trainer from the gym when we were at a party. one
Yeah,
night.
at Gold's Gym.
He walks up to us and says, I got to ask you something because everybody in the gym wants to know this. And I'm like, oh, I know what this is all about. He says, is that really real? And he's pointing at my crotch. Or do you have something in there, And I'm like, no, it's really real. He says, really? And I said, yeah. So I just opened my pants up because I had on an elastic pants and just showed it to him.
It
You're like,
tumbled
is
out.
that real
It
enough for you?
tumbled out.
It just
Tumbled
rolled
out.
I said, yes,
all the
it's
way,
real. And here
like
it is.
laying out the red carpet
Oh, my God.
all the way down to the floor.
But he was very direct about it.
Yeah, it
And now he
sounds
never
like
says
it.
saludos at the gym
Yeah,
anymore.
he does. He still does.
But I'm saying you guys are very popular. A lot of people know who you are. Believe it or not, because I see, I'm like the fly on the wall, and I say, when you guys walk,
How much is this?
The head's turned.
Is gay? How much of this is straight, in your opinion?
are we talking percentage here?
Yeah.
We got one,
Because
one minute.
I know a lot more gay guys that have it done.
This is basically. I'm sure this is much more gay now, but eventually it'll
Yeah.
probably
It's
filter over
there's
more and
quite
more
a
into the
lot of
straight
straight guys,
community.
too.
I'm sure.
Beautiful. Okay.
Tony, where are we at? Are we almost there?
Yeah, 30
We
seconds.
have 30
Yeah, 30
seconds.
seconds.
You guys,
I just-
thank you so much for coming on the show. I mean,
Welcome,
you've
yeah.
educated me. Scott's thinking about doing this next week.
You're an
And,
idiot. I have a dress I'm wearing.
Scott, we're going to Tijuana.
You're out of
Yeah,
your
I'll hold your
mind.
hand.
Road trip.
And if you're, I'll give you a sucker at the end when you get your procedure done.
Just like
I'll,
the
I'll put a
dentist.
Band-Aid on you, make sure you don't leak.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for coming in. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
Yay.
See you next
See
week.
you next week.